Chris, another practice without Arbuckle. Have you seen enough from him over training camp here, evaluation-wise?
No, we're still in the evaluation process. So we've got to, we're still in camp for a reason. So we can make decisions based off of facts and not just things that we think.
Right.
We're going to go in and we've got to see it on film. We've got to put the analytics to it, and we'll make the decisions based clearly off of that. Okay.
Does that hurt him just being out second week?
Yeah, it don't help.
Yeah.
It don't help, but at the same time, he played very good. He's a vet. He's a pro. He's a very high character guy, and he's done everything that we've asked him to do. So in that aspect, again, it's an evaluation process, and we'll go through this game and see where we are.
Has that whole process played out the way you would expect it to? Has it been pretty smooth, and you've seen what you wanted to?
Well, there's been different guy kind of jump up every day. I mean, all the quarterbacks in our room have done good things at various times, and so again, that's why you play the games. That's why you practice.
Have you ever had a situation like this before, where there's not that number one guy coming into camp? I know every camp's a tryout, but this is a little bit different.
Yeah, but you know what? We've got some really good players. That's the one good thing. We've got some really good quarterbacks, some good young guys, and they all bring something unique to the table. So I'm excited to see, exactly how we respond in the Calgary game.
Chris, are injuries and how guys deal with them, and I mean, some guys are affected more than others. Is that part of the evaluation as well?
Yeah, there's going to be flu during the season. So how a guy responds to whether or not he can come out here and practice. Construction workers work with flu, so it's one of those things where unfortunately that's just the reality of life. It's become like, oh my God, but people go out and do their job, and so yes, that's part of the evaluation, whether a guy can come out here and play with a little swollen finger or that type of thing. But we've certainly got a lot of work to do between now and game time to be ready to play.
Can I ask you about Caleb Hawley? Obviously a pretty impressive debut in green and gold here, and somebody you're well familiar with from
yeah.
time together.
Caleb's he's a good human being, a good guy, works extremely hard, knows four positions. He can waggle, knows how to. He's decent with his hands. I mean, he's a pro and somebody that we feel comfortable with. He's had a good camp.
How tough is it for guys? He's one of those guys in that position that haven't played for a couple of years, right? Some of these guys you have in camp haven't played since 18 or 19. How difficult is that for them to catch up and to show what they have?
It was something that we were worried about maybe week one, but by now we've been in camp 3 good solid weeks, and they've been out there for about 700 or 800 snaps. So they've got plenty of opportunities to see whether or not they're going to be able to hold up or not.
Good to get Sergio back into the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have Serge back. He's just the consummate professional. I mean, he comes out here today and looks like he's mid-season form.
How'd the other guys do without him in the game, do you think? How'd the kickers?
I thought they played, for the most part, played pretty well. I mean, we had a couple of miss hits and some guys trying too hard. We've had some guys that have been trying, too hard and pressing, and when you do that in a skilled position, a lot of times it doesn't turn out in your favor.
Chris, when things come up, when life happens for some of these players, is it ever an issue to you to let them go back home, sort of thing?
No, man. Family's number one. Football's very important. And it falls a close, third or so, down the list. But again, your family's the number one thing. So when guys have situations that arise, they've got to go handle those.
Thank you, man.
All righty.
Thanks, Chris.